Oh boy, it's streaming time again. I just need to launch my own stream now. Hold on. Yep. Here we go. And notifications. C, enter. Okay. Minimize that, this, that, and gaming. Hopefully this works. I have not tried to stream this game before, so I hope nothing explodes horribly. Oh, I might need to move this over a bit. I didn't think about this fact that it'd be over my my colonist bar. I'll think on it. But hello, welcome to the next, I suppose, main series. I'm going to be streaming for a while. That being Rimworld, a game I played a very large amount of, and it just got a DLC. So I'm very excited to get back to playing it. It's been a long time since I had. Just I hope this doesn't do anything weird when I alt tab. I know it like puts a big thing on screen, so don't know how that works. So I guess for the sake of asking, like, if I alt tab, does it pause? I assume it does. I'll have to learn as I go with streaming Rimworld. Get my water. Indeed. Hello, Degrees. How you doing today? Water is good. Okay, there we go. Everything looked good on stream, I hope. Like I said, if anything seems weird, I'll have to adjust that because I haven't streamed this game before. So we'll be learning as we go. Just woke up. Yikes. Well, hey, you're perfectly in time to watch my stream. Ignoring what time you should be awake. But, I'll admit, I prepared something kind of funny for this first playthrough of Odyssey. Now, I will first preface to anyone who does know anything about Rimworld, this is not a vanilla run. It's not as modded as it could be, certainly. I believe my mod list is somewhere around 80. Some of it is higher impact than others. I've got a few fun things here. A lot of it is like vanilla expanded stuff and a few other things. As for the starting scenario, I'll just go through that as well. I'm doing what is essentially an edit of the Lone Mechanitor start. We'll get into the things that are different. But, yeah. As for the story of this playthrough, though, because I like doing that kind of thing, meet our starting colonist, Jim Rare. No relation to any other people with similar names. I don't know what you're talking about. Jim Rare is a very strange man. He's the owner of a company known as Thrumbo King LLC. I had a very fun time writing this, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I should read off this entire thing. I'll just leave it up on stream for a moment if anyone wants to read it. But, essentially, this is going to be a playthrough about collecting a whole bunch of weird animals. And, I think that should be fun. Ideologies, main memes are High Life, as you can see, Menagerist, which is recently added one by its own mod, which essentially just wants you to build a big collection of exotic animals, and Biological Reconstructors, which wants you to like analyze animals and stuff like that. Other than that, nothing too crazy here. I have researched a little faster. Most of these are pretty much normal. It's the only other thing is we also have some relics that I'd like to get at some point. That being a very real Thrumbo horn and a very illegally modded rifle. So, given the focus on transportation in Odyssey, these should actually be not as painful to obtain for once. As for the world itself, it is also nothing too extraordinary. Oop, I zoomed out too far. Basically just a normal Rimworld planet, normal size. I think all just mostly normal factions. So I think the only exceptions is there's like the like Xeno Outlander factions added by one of the vanilla expanded mods. Other than that, pretty much normal. This is running all expansions. So yeah, biotech, royalty, ideology, Odyssey, and anomaly, running everything. Anything else? I guess other than that, I'm playing on. We can go show this as well. If I can remember how to get to it. In general, no. Here we go. Playing a Randy Random Blood and Dust, set to default settings, as well as Anomaly is on Ambient Horror. And I do have Reload Anytime. The way I'm going to treat this is I'm going to refrain from reloading under basically any circumstances unless some real nonsense happens. Like, if someone dies, that's just what happens. But, like, if a mod breaks or something like that, or, like, there's a weird bug, that's what I'll use it for. That is also the only time I'll be using any sort of, like, dev mode character editor. If something breaks and needs to be fixed manually. That's why I have access to those tools. Otherwise, excuse me. Otherwise, I will not be doing that. This will just be a what happens playthrough. So, like I was saying, we have our starting colonist here, a mechanitor named Jim. Here's his stat spread. He is eccentric, a tycoon, and a menagerist. And he's capable of art, passions in shooting, plants, animals, crafting, and social. These passions are from the Alpha Skills mod. Very cool. So, as an example, this passion makes him better at a little bit better at other things. This is basically an in-between between a single and a double passion, and this one is a drunken passion. So yeah, that's what that does. Anything else I want to show? Nothing really. He has a mech link, and that's it. Just a baseliner. And I guess other than that, here's his starting gear. By the way, the real funny thing is I did edit his starting equipment to be this. I did not add the yayo to his pocket. That was there on character spawn. So, starting off strong. Other than that, we have our normal starting lifter and constructoid mechanoids. And one final thing, which is in the little story here, it mentions Jim had a pet. His most beloved pet. His pet, Thrumbo. Yeah, definitely a Thrumbo. Very, very clearly. I don't know what you're talking about. This is a Thrumbo. So, let's take a look at the map, I think. This is on one of the new map types added by Odyssey. It is the grassland biome, and is also on a map tile that features heavy wind. Have I considered naming additional colonists for bits/channel points? Honestly, at this point, considering my viewership is pretty small, I'd probably just be willing to do that just on request, to be honest. Moving forward, though, it's certainly something I could do. But right now, considering my viewership isn't very large, I don't really see the need to. I could just do it manually. Let's get more water. And I guess for the sake of explaining the joke, this entire character is just a riff on one really weird American personality, I'll call him, named Joe Exotic. Hence the name. So, that's me explaining the joke here. Anyways, this biome has a pretty small amount of hills, mostly just flat. And what is unique about it? First of all, it's a permanent summer here. There is a pretty good amount of like fertile soil around. You got a lot here, a lot here. So it's going to be good for crops. There's just a ton of grass everywhere. Just grass absolutely everywhere. And what else? This biome is naturally more windy, and it also has a feature on it that is the windy feature, which are actually stacking, which means it's pretty much always going to be very windy on this map, which will certainly make wind power actually like a very good option. Only downside, though, it really never rains on this map, or at least very rarely, which means that if anything gets set on fire, it's gonna burn the entire map down. But we'll hope that doesn't happen. More water. Something tells me I'm going to be doing a whole lot of explaining stuff. Because I've never played through Odyssey, and I'm going to have to probably spend a good amount of time explaining my thought process on things. Considering this is very much... It's not like Valheim, where you can pretty much tell what's going on just by watching what I'm doing. Here, I want to explain my thought process on stuff. So, I suppose I should probably get started. I'm just going to hit home and then pause again to unrestrict the starting gear I have, which is just the normal stuff. Steel, some survival meals, some subcores to make more mechs, silver, components, and a bit of plasteel. Oh, and medicine, that too. By the way, can his lovely pet here actually survive this biome? Just about. If there's like a heat wave, he'll need like some assistance on that, but let's hope nothing goes too poorly. What kind of stone do we have? Sandstone and marble? I like marble. That's good. Rough marble. Do we have any water on this biome? Doesn't seem like it. Seems like there's like no water at all. Yep, that's just rough stone. Well, I guess I just need to plan on an area to start building. Also, not a lot of wood here either. There's like some trees, but not an incredibly large amount. Ah, that's where the anima tree is. Okay. Not a bad spot. I think I'll probably want to start building around this fertile soil. So, yeah. I could probably start building around here-ish, honestly. This shouldn't be like overhead mount or anything like that, so starting around just the middle section should be good. Let us see what we can do here. Now I'm planning on... I have a nice mod up here that lets me add a checklist of things to keep track of. So I can add, you know, goals for what I want to do. And I suppose I'll put the main goal of this entire thing, which is to... do that. There's going to be more goals added to that list, but that's the ultimate one. It's just collecting a ton of weird animals. That shall be facilitated by base game animals, the ones added by Odyssey, of course, and running alpha animals. So that should add a bunch more weird stuff. If I can manage to tame like a Galatros or something, that would be kind of funny. Speaking of taming, I should probably set an expertise, which is, I think, probably just going to be taming. It makes the most sense here. There's training to make training animals easier, hunting, ranching. I'm probably just go with taming. Now, how do I want to build? I probably just want to get something simple up. There's not a lot of trees, though. Which is a little awkward. I didn't even think about that, honestly. Yeah, there's very few trees on this map. Okay. How good are you at mining, Jim? Let's set these up correctly. He is not good at it. Right, yeah. He's pretty terrible at melee, cooking, incapable of art, not very good at medical either. And also not great at mining. So, yeah, we're going to need to rely on mechanoids, that kind of thing, moving forward. I suppose I'll just let him start cutting down some wood. Because we're going to... Do we want to start... Actually, now that I say that, I don't think I want to start building out of wood. That's probably a terrible idea. Considering the biome, I'll probably want to start building out of literally anything else. Do you have plant growing set on a higher priority to constructing? Do I want to set that on a higher priority? I think I do. We'll have him focus on that, and I think I'm going to start building a very preemptive fire break somewhere. They would have to add like concrete though. I'll have to think on that one. I don't have access to like packed dirt or anything like that. Unless it's in a research somewhere. I don't think I do. Apparently there's packed dirt floor from Neolithic. Amazing. Yep, nope. My research screen is kind of a little awkward with the stream chat on the right. That's funny. A little hard to see the bar there, but that shouldn't matter too much. You can see I've got a few work tabs, not as much as I've gotten on some playthroughs. That's because, I guess I mentioned some of the weirder mods. I'm using a mod called the Mechanite Plague, which, you know, you'll see what that does. We'll get to that later. As well as a mod I've learned to like recently called Fray of the Fog, which is an anomaly-themed one. I think mainly just because it adds one big animal that I would like to be able to tame. That'd be fun. Alpha Mechs, we have Anomaly. And then the normal research, which has a few new things now. Including some other new things. Not worry about that. What am I going to want to go for first? We should have wind power already. Do we have batteries yet? Am I even going to need batteries on this biome is a good question. We do have batteries by default. Okay. I'm thinking I might want to go immediately for like tree sowing, considering the small amount we have in this biome. We'll select that for now. What do I want to start with here? Banning this spot. That's what I want to start with. Okay. Get out of here. How rude. How very rude. There we go. Where is my walls? I could use rustic walls. They're cheaper, but kind of bad. How much health do these have? 400? Compared to a normal one, which is 6. Oh, and also for the sake of mentioning, I do in fact use metal doesn't burn. Some Rimworld players argue about this one heavily. I'm in the camp of metal shouldn't burn. So, yeah, that's how I feel. If you don't like it, that's tough. I don't think steel walls should be slightly more durable wood. How do I want to do this starting thing? I'm going to need a stockpile of some sort. I could probably make some, like, shelves out of the wood here. Let's start with something, I think, simple. I can expand it outwards, of course. This is going to be farming terrain, so we could also do something up here. Oh, right. It's currently set. I forgot that there is now a tool for drawing now in the base game. Normally I use designator shapes, a mod that adds a similar thing, but now it's just in the game. So we're going to set it back to the default, like, rectangle, I think. What do you want to do here? How far away is that from this? Something like that to start with should probably be fine, I think. And I think I also want to give him a bedroom to start off with, because he might get temperamental. So we'll just do something very simple like this for now. Should be fine. It needs a double door. And over here we'll need a door as well. I'm not going to have a metal double door in there, though. That should be fine. So, he'll cut down some trees. This constructoid will start off building the walls. And the lifter will haul stuff to where they need to go. After he cuts down these trees, I'll have him start planting some starting crops. We'll be good on food for a while. With only 1 colonist and 40 package survival meals, you can manage for a decent while. So that's not going to be too big a concern. Another thing is, if I get... The one thing I do need to be worried about is one of the things added by his ideology is this analyzing creatures ability from biological reconstructors. If I don't get a database up, which is a structure for like actually recording animals, he'll get very, very mad. So let's make sure that we get that as soon as reasonably possible. Actually, can I start analyzing animals like right now? Can I just already do that? Where's Thrumbo? We'll let him cut down some more trees, and then we'll see if we can do that. I don't know if I need the database already, or if I can just do that. Like, if I go over to this prairie dog, can he just analyze this thing? Well, it did nothing, and I'm pretty sure that's because I don't have the database. All right. That makes sense. I'm also going to want a stockpile zone, just get rid of all these rocks. So, where do I want to put that? Could be literally anywhere. Probably just like over here on the stone that's not being used for anything. Or do I want to put wind turbines over there? No, I think I want to put wind turbines over there. Where should I put this? Over here. This terrain is all pretty bad, so we could do that. There we go. Oh, yeah, recreation. That's a thing. Hold on, man. Do you want a horseshoe pin? Go make that. Go make this horseshoe pin. There you go. You can recreate. Also want to get these rocks out of the building. Nice. We got a very crappy room and another very crappy room. How much steel do we have still? 684. We can do some like actual flooring in here. Do I just want to make this one concrete then? Probably. Doesn't matter too much. Do that. How much wood do we have? 258. Do we have any more trees? There's really like a shockingly small amount of trees on this map. Hope that's not going to be an issue moving forward. It probably shouldn't be, right? Thankfully, Jim here is actually good at, plants and animals. I should probably make him a bed, too, now that I think about it. That would be useful. Let's get him a nice steel bed. Let's also get the mechanoid to actually make it first. Go make that bed. Where are you going? Oh, you're making the shelf. Or make your own bed. I don't care. It's probably something I want to have so you don't go to sleep on the ground. There we go. He has an awful bedroom, but it's better than sleeping on the floor. So that's fine. I think I'm probably just going to mine this entire big chunk here, so long as this doesn't have... Oh, it does have some overhead mountain. Oh, that's awkward. Okay, so that's unfortunate that that has overhead mountain. Really? That has overhead mountain? Yikes. Okay. This one shelf's enough to store all our stuff, like, exactly. That's surprising. Oh, I didn't get a sleeping spot for Thrumbo. Oh, hold on. Can't just have him sleeping out there. That's cruel. Hold on. Let's use a zone to get him to move. Can you get zoned? Yeah, you can be zoned. Go over there. We're also gonna need a research bench. There you go, you can sleep in here.